Hello, my name is Portia Huang. I'm the head of marketing for iptiQ Asia Pacific. Welcome to our podcast series, Insurance Pulse, a platform where we'll discuss, analyze, and share the latest trends in insurance across Asia Pacific. Born digital to heritage parents, iptiQ by Swiss Re is a global B2B2C insurer focused on brand distributors. A unique player in the insurance industry, iptiQ combines the risk expertise and the superior capital of traditional insurance providers with the digital-first makeup of startups to deliver fair value products. In today's episode, Rob Burr, Global CEO of iptiQ, will discuss how the company was born. Hello, Rob. Thank you for joining us today. Can you start off by giving us some context on the insurance industry?
Thanks, Portia, and it's a pleasure to be here. I think the context of the insurance industry is one that's based on protecting people and the things that they value, and it was always really designed to be an emotional proposition, but always struggled to be an emotional proposition. And iptiQ was born for a reason. The insurance industry, along with many other industries, is changing, and we've seen other industries like Uber disrupt the taxi industry. So when you have an enormous financial services industry, it's quite important that also gets disrupted. We've seen the industry rethink on how solutions and products are designed. We've seen financial services broadly do that, particularly in the banking sector. And now it's time for the insurance industry to kind of follow the same route so it can benefit more people and help close these enormous protection gaps that we have. Swiss Re's been publishing protection gap numbers for many years now, and the latest one we published in 2022 looks at that protection gap being in the region of $1.42 trillion. And that's a huge number, and a number that is very difficult to get your head around. But what it means is that more people do not protect the things that they value most in their lives, be that property, be that people, be that friends and family. In China, that gap is even bigger. As the economy has got bigger, the protection gap as a percentage has enlarged as well, and that's an important goal for us at Swiss Re, to create an environment where people can close those protection gaps. The single biggest innovation that we've seen that has really changed not just the financial services industry, but industry as a whole, has been the explosion of the internet, which has allowed new industries to flourish, but has also encouraged and allowed legacy industries such as ours to evolve and develop as well. It's also given consumers enormous choice. It allows more people to consider more propositions in more ways than they've ever imagined possible. I still remember when I first moved to Asia, which was over 20 years ago, we were still in the realms of dialing up through modems and waiting for things to download. And now these choices are available to us just at the press of a button on a thing called a phone. And while the internet keeps evolving, the world will continue to find ways to leverage the use of the internet as it becomes more and more ubiquitous in our life, and as its power and ability to manage more transactions and manage more interactions gets bigger. And the industry, our industry, the insurance industry, needs players who can master both sides of the game, how to leverage digital technologies and also how to manage these ever-evolving risks that we're being asked to cover. I think the most recent example is probably the pandemic. Insurance industries have had to evolve and change and adapt very, very quickly. And it's this integration of science and technology and medicine, and then bringing that to people and bringing that knowledge to people that has probably been something that we probably wouldn't have seen, as soon as maybe 5 years ago.
What is the gap in the market? What is the opportunity for iptiQ?
I think the opportunities are twofold, really. I think what we see, the insurance industry is a very old industry. Swiss Re is 160 years old, give or take. And I think it's important that we understand what role digital plays and what role digital transformation plays. A lot of the insurance companies that we work with as our clients in reinsurance are going through digital transformations. They're trying to find ways in which digital technologies and web-based solutions can work alongside legacy systems, and that's very hard. It's a difficult process and something which many of our clients are working incredibly hard to solve. We're also seeing new digital players come in. They're very innovative, but there's really maybe not the same amount of insight and depth in their risk management expertise. And I think iptiQ sits rather uniquely in between those. We have this incredible heritage of our parent company, Swiss Re, which is known for reliability, efficiency and risk management over the years. And that insurance expertise, in my view, is without peer. But we were born digital. We were set up within Swiss Re to be a different proposition. We put digital first. We are a technology-enabled insurance company. So we understand the risk management side of the equation, but we also know that consumers want more. They want more choice. They want to be able to access this expertise on their terms. And by creating a digitally enabled insurance company, we think we give them that choice. And that's what consumers want. They want a customer-centric culture. They want to be able to work in this industry and engage with our industry on their terms. And so we really want to focus on customer outcomes. We want to focus on producing a customer experience that is in tune with what our customers want and deliver that experience.
How does customer experience fit in?
Well, I think insurance, is one of those products and services that is super important, but not one which is necessarily top of mind with customers. People don't wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, wow, let's go buy an insurance product today." We're not Gucci, we're not Armani, and so we have to work harder to explain what the value of our proposition is. And I think that the customer experience is a key part of that. The more we can use customer insights and feedback, the more we can simplify that process. And at iptiQ, we want to set targets and goals for improving the customer experience, for increasing the automation so that people can not necessarily feel like they're talking to a machine, but feel like the things that they want to be processed quickly and efficiently are done on their terms rather than ours. And we have data that supports that, and data rarely lies. It shows that customers who have better experience will stay longer, will buy more, and will engage more proactively with the brands in which they value.
So iptiQ is a B2B2C player. How do you work with other brands to deliver the optimal customer experience you just described?
I think it's a really important question for us, and one that is really top of mind for us. We like to work with like-minded partners and then look at the values of our brand. You look at the importance we attach to those values. We look for partners who share those values. And they can be insurance intermediaries, financial service providers, traditional insurers and consumer brands. But it's really, really important that they have a shared sense of purpose, a shared sense of culture, and that they value their customers as much as we do. And that usually makes the conversation about delivering customer experience much easier. And we understand that sometimes it's not a full digital journey and that there may be areas where there's a greater emphasis or a lesser emphasis. But the importance for us is getting those like-minded partners on board with us. And then the focus becomes about building relationships, not just commercial partnerships. We like to have long-term relationships. If you look at our track record in reinsurance and in our mother's brand, then they look for long-term relationships as well. It's part of what we stand for. And it means choosing companies that have the right ecosystems, that have the right engagement plans, and it comes back to that value that they attach to their customers. And today we've built a company that has over 50 distribution partners, more than 1.5 million policyholders. And our iptiQ family is now close to 800 people around the world. And about a third of them have that technology background, which allows us to build those tools that create that connectivity.
What is the missing piece? Is that why iptiQ was founded?
iptiQ was founded to allow more people to access more insurance, which is back to our protection gap proposition. I think when you start to look at the internet as a commercial touch point, one of the challenges that we have, and I think it's something that I've talked about extensively in other forums, is this issue of digital trust. I think I go back to my previous life when I was working in Malaysia. One of my clients was a bank, and the bank wanted to drive traffic away from front office banking tellers into more people using ATMs. And at the time, one of the things that was identified was that people didn't trust ATMs. And today that sounds kind of weird because everybody uses ATMs. You go to an ATM, sometimes the ATM is not even an ATM from your bank. But there's no issue of trust. And banks worked very hard through having strong technology advancements and making sure that the technology they were deploying in ATMs could be trusted. And they now have reached a point where people trust ATMs. And we need to go down the same journey. We need to make sure that consumers are not suspicious of what we're doing. We need to make sure that our propositions are transparent and clear, that people can work with our technology and find it easy and rewarding. And that builds the digital trust. And it's something that I've spoken about for the last year or so. It's a topic that I take incredibly seriously, and I want iptiQ to take incredibly seriously, because the more people that trust us, the more people will engage with us, and therefore more people will help close their own protection gaps.
Really interesting insights. Thanks so much, Rob. I hope you have enjoyed listening to our podcast. We look forward to talking to you again soon in the next episode of our series, Insurance Pulse. Thank you.